Hello, in today's video we're going to talk about top 10 most common RxJS operators. But before we start talking about RxJS and the operators, we have to see what is reactive programming. I have a marble diagram here and let's see. Reactive programming is a programming with async data streams where we observe these streams and react when a value is emitted. Following this approach, we are programming using and relying on events instead of the order of lines in the code. So think about this as a news portal where you subscribe to their news feed, in our case observable, which streams their news, events, messages, I think, to us, and we react when we see a new post. So we react when we see something interesting to us, the same as we are doing with in reactive programming and with observables. If we subscribe to them, they'll do something. If we don't subscribe, they'll do nothing. So that's basically it. And now about RxJS. RxJS, or Reactive Extension Library for JavaScript. This is a library for reactive programming using observables to make it easier to compose asynchronous or callback based code. But I would say that RxJS is a powerful library or powerful toolbox which gives developers an arsenal of functions to create, transform, and manipulate the data streams in an easy way. So at the time of creating this video, version 7 is released 10 days ago. So some benefits of this version are it is 50% more than the previous versions. It has improved typings and a lot of changes. So here are some breaking changes in this version, so you can see on this website. Now we'll talk about this operator. So here we see operators section on the official website of RxJS. And now I'll start with the creation operators, that are operators for creating observable from almost anything and turning everything into a stream. So it is really interesting. Now I have here a run.js application I'm using on my Mac OS. It is available on Windows as well. So this is let's say Sandbox for JavaScript on your computer, so you don't have to run a project or write HTML or anything, so you can play with the JavaScript and test it here. What is interesting here is that you can install npm packages here and use them in the project or in the anything you're playing with. So I have installed here RxJS version 7 and also have TypeScript 4.2, so it's easy just to write something and add it, and that's it. And now the first operator I'm going to talk about is from operator. What this operator does is it creates observable from array or an array-like object or promise, an iterable object or an observable like object. So let's see how it works. We first have to import this. Import from RxJS. Import from. Okay, and now I'll say okay, const r is equals from. This from is going to create an observable from an array of numbers. Okay, let's say 1 to 5 here, and now we have to say const subs equals array that subscribe, and then we'll console log. Actually, this will console log everything we have in this array or this observable. Okay, on the right side we see here that we have these numbers and they're going line by line. So it is not like we had an array like this. So if we print this array, actually console log it, we'll get, as you can see here, we'll get this array as just array. So as we can see here, we have created an observable from array. We could call that array here and get the same result. So I don't have to log it here. So this is from operator. So interesting to know it. The next operator I'm going to talk about is off operator. So this off operator converts an input argument to an observable sequence. So similarly as in this from operator, but this one prints whole elements, not the data inside the sequence. So take a look at the example. I'll say import off from RxJS, and now I'll say okay, const elements equals off. Okay, I'll say here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have an array of strings, let's say 1, but numbers in strings or anything. Test. Okay, and now we have an object new, which is new. We have just a string here. So here we are going to do the following. As we have created an observable here. We're going to subscribe here and say okay. So so const subscription equals to elements subscribe, and again console log. So as you can see here, we have a stream of the data here in this element. So it is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers, or array of data or object or some string. So everything which gets here as an input of this off operator is going as an output as a stream, so line by line. So that's basically it. And now we're going to talk about the third operator, which is concatenate. So this is a part of combination operators, and which does actually these combination operators, we use them if we want to join multiple observables. Combination operators are the tool you're looking for. Now concatenate. If you're wondering why I haven't mentioned here concat operator instead, that's because it is deprecated and it will be removed in the version 8 of RxJS. So concatenate operator is the successor. Concatenate emits all of the values from the source observable, then once it completes, subscribes to each observable source provided, one at a time, emitting all of the values and not subscribing to the next one until it completes. So here's an example. I'll import this. I'll keep this off here, and now import and concat with from this time RxJS operators. Now we have included concat with, and now I'll say okay. I'll create this three observables from numbers. okay, say const first observable of, let's say 1 2 3. Okay, 1 2 3, and this const second equals of, let's say 4 5 6, really creative. Const third will be, you guess, of 7 8 9. Okay, that's enough for me. Now const subscribe equals first, okay, first, and we say first pipe, and now say concat with, and now we are telling with which we are concatenating this. So let's say second and third. So basically we can subscribe here, subscribe, and console log everything. So as we can see here, we have a stream of these. We have combination of these three here. So we have just created and concatenated this into this. So basically that's it. And now, as we can see here, we have it 2 times here, and this is because of this is not because of this concat. It is basically because when I say here what's going on here? I don't know why this happened here in this sandbox, but basically it is just concatenating these 3 into 1, and we can see here when we subscribe we have everything here into the stream. But as you can see here, so it is waiting for this one to complete, then firing this one, then that one. So it's not mixed, it's going one by one after each after another when it completes. So that's basically concat with operator. Now we are going to merge operator. Merge operators creates an output observable that concurrently emits all values from every given input observable. So this is similar to concat with, but merge is not waiting for the first observable to complete with emitting events, but instead it combines all with their items as a stream. It will be more clear in the example. So here I'll say okay. Now we are importing merge from RxJS operators, and now import interval. We'll need this to demonstrate that from RxJS. Okay, now we'll say okay, const interval 1 equals interval. So this will emit every second. Now we'll create another one, const interval 2, which will emit the data every 3 seconds or 3000 milliseconds. Now, and merge intervals here, const merged equals, okay, I can add a sign here, so everywhere I use observables I add this $sign. Okay, here, and let's say interval 1, and now pipe, and now merge with interval 2. So we have now merged these intervals here. So I could say subscribe equals merge intervals. Okay, let's see here, value SV. Yeah, that's it. So as you can see here, we have this first, which is firing on every second. So every second gets something new here. You can see and the second one is going by 3 seconds. So we can see here 0, and 1, 2, and so on. So it's every 3 seconds. So in this example, as we can see, they are not waiting each other to complete to fire new string. So that's the difference between merge and the concat with. So they are similar, but they're doing almost different things in practice. So the following these, we are going to mention transformation operators. So this is a group of operators which transform values as they pass through the operator chain. So they manipulate the data between in this chain. And now I'll just remove this and say okay, oops, here, okay, map operator. So we have a map operators. That map operator applies projection with each value from the input source. So if we have a stream with 5 items, it will apply what we want to every single item of that stream. So we'll start like this. Okay, I'll say okay map, and I'll input this off from RxJS. I like this off operator, as you could notice. Sorry. Here, okay, let's say const x10 equals off. Okay, now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and say pipe, and now I will map. What does that mean? I'll see in a second. Okay, map and value. See here, value, every value. So it means every value from the stream will do the following: value times 10, and it is stored in this observable. So it's just returned or manipulated here, transformed actually. And now I'm going to subscribe, and now console log here, and as you can see, we have 10, 230. So it is, I didn't put the comma here. Okay, as you can see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So every single item from here is multiplied by 10. So we could do anything. You could say okay, multiply by 100. So it's not a problem, or anything. So that's basically map operator. The next one is coming from the filtering operators. These operators provide options to filter data from the stream and return what passes with the given conditions here. So filter operator is the one here I'm mentioning. I'll remove this also. Okay, import. Okay, I'll keep this off. And now filter from RxJS operators, and here const stream equals of, let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, I know how to count to 10. Okay, now const even. Now we are going to get even numbers from this stream here. So I'll say const even equals so this stream pipe and filter, and now we are filtering with the following so each number as number n, let's say if n modulo 2, which means if you divide with 2 and if there is no it's a round number, we'll say okay, that's the condition we are looking for, and now we'll subscribe to that. Subscribe console log, and here we can see 2 4 6 8 10. So this is basically because of the some things with this sandbox, but it is basically it. So 2 4 6 8 10. So as you could see here, we could say with 3 here, and everything which is which passes this this here rule will be shown here. So that's it with the filter. And now we're going to mention this take until operator, which is also a part of these filtering operators. And this operator emits values until provided observable emits. So it's easier to show in example. Okay, here I'm going to use from RxJS timer and interval, and from operators take until. Okay, take until, and now const stop. I'll call it stop. This is observable because it will timer. It will fire at 5,000 milliseconds. So it will emit something here, and the next one const interval. Okay, this is interval, and it will use interval from RxJS, and it will fire an event every second. So here now we are subscribing and using take until. Const subscription equals interval, and now pipe and take until what? Take until stop. This stop will emit something 5th second, and it will stop with this. So now here subscribe console log, and now you'll see 0 1 3, and that's it, 0 1 2 3. So we see basically 4 items instead of 5. Why is that? Because it fired at 5th, so it is just it fired before the 5th element get rendered, so it is until that, so it's not at that time. So basically, if you want to get the 5th number, you'll set just 6 seconds, and you'll get 0 1 2 3 4 5 4. Sorry. Okay, so that is a take until. This operator is really useful when you are subscribing. So if you want to unsubscribe from something and you're waiting for something to complete, so you can basically in a single page of applications, when you're in the case of Angular, let's say, when you want to unsubscribe for subscription, you can create new subject, and on destroying of events or closing components, you can fire this like this stop. You can just fire an event and it will unsubscribe automatically from the subscriptions. So that's something interesting with this take until wise. Where is it used usually? Okay, we have the next one, which is the distinct until changed. So this operator emits values in seconds if the current value is different than the previous one. For example, if you have a stream of 1 2 2 2 3 3 4 5, doesn't matter, it will be 1 2 3 4 5. So this is example of that. Here we are going to import it, distinct until changed, and I'm going to use here from RxJS, guess what, off. And I'm creating here, okay, some stream, of numbers, and say okay, off 1 2 3 4 5. Let's say we want this. Here it is a stream, and now let's say okay, const equals some stream pipe, and say okay, distinct until changed, and that's it, and say subscribe. Console log. Okay, distinct until change. Okay, and now we can see 1 2 3 4 5 6. It doesn't matter if these are the same, so it will just, if the previous is equals to the current one, it will just not show it. So it's useful when you want maybe to watch for clicks of user, if it clicked on a button, if you don't want to send a request if somebody clicked twice on the button, but just if you clicked on something else, or it doesn't matter, just something where you can use this distinct until change. So maybe for filtering the data, also the list of arrays, so to avoid duplicates. Okay, and next we have utility operators. These operators are powerful utilities for observables, so from logging, side effects, handling notifications, everything. So it is just to say it have side effects. So I will say like this. I'll use the first one. I'll use this tap operator. So I'll say okay, you have a tap operator, and also I'll use map. You'll see why. Okay, and now I'll keep this off, and okay, I'll do this const subscription here off, and let's say math random, and now we'll say pipe, okay, pipe, and say tap, okay. See here, we're going to do the following. Just a second, we have to subscribe, and map. Okay, now number, which number if number is more than 0.5, we'll say it's big, and if it's below is small. Okay, here, and now I'm going to subscribe. Subscribe and console log. Sorry, we don't need this here. Instead, we need comma. Okay. Now what we can see here is sorry. Now what we can see here. This is a small number, and why? Because it's 0.1. And what is this tab operator doing here? As a side effect, we just wanted to log what is here in this subscription. So what is going on, what is passing here, without changing anything, just to see what happened before this. So to be sure that is small. So if I just do this and refresh it, we'll see the next one, 0.3, it is small. If we don't have this tab operator here, we'll just see the number, see is it small or big, but we don't know what's going on. Usually this is the operator is like the most common use of tab is actually for debugging purposes. So like this, I want to log the data which is coming through the stream, just to see is it okay and what's going on there. So now we have multicasting operators. This is the latest operator I'm going to show you today, but in this example I will use Angular to show you this how actually this share reply works. So take a look at this. Here I have, let me just open it. No. Okay. Here I have a public component. I've created everything here, so you don't have to wait for me to write it, to type it actually here. So I have an interface posts, because if you're aware of Angular and the structure, and have some kind of posts which are observables, and here I'll test it before share reply. I've used the share reply here, but first we have to see what's going on without the share reply. So I'm using this Angular's async pipe, which is automatically subscribing and unsubscribing from the subscriptions. So here basically I'm going to open this and on the local host 4000. Okay, we see these posts here. Actually here I have filtered these posts here with that filter operator, and now I'm getting the first 10 posts which ID is less than 10, and the last, because it is a list of 100, so the last 10 posts here. So from I'm filtering this here, as you can see. And now what we have as a side effect of this, because of this behavior, we are going to get 3 requests in our network tab to the endpoint. Okay, here, okay, we see here 3 times for 3 of these. And now I will use the share reply. This share reply here, okay, that's it, share reply here, and now we'll have just one request here, even if we use this on three times this. Okay, as you can see here, we have one request, but everything like before. So we're saving our requests, our waiting time, or everything. Why is this happening? SharePly allows us to have a previously emitted values available to new subscribers that are late. So you want to use SharePly operator when you have a side effects for or taxing computations that you do not wish to be executed amongst the multiple subscribers. So successfully completed source will stay and change in the SharePly observable forever, but an error source can be retried. In this example, you could see that. Okay, that's basically it. And if you could see from these examples, RxJS is a powerful library which brings a lot of benefits to us as developers. There's way more operators which you can find on the official page. I picked up some of the most used operators. There's a more common, but the list would be a little bit longer. The examples are here just to show you some of the functionalities and could be expanded or shortened as well. So that's it. Thank you very much for your time and for watching this video. See you in the next video.